What's up, gamers? Are we ready to party? Pew, 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 pew. Hello, Abby here. Welcome to my Twitch stream. We're about to play more Disco Elysium. Although, I just got an email that the Lies of PP is on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which I think I subscribed to. So I think I might download that, and maybe tomorrow we'll play Lies of PP. Lies of Piss. Lies of P. I hear it's actually pretty good. I'm very curious to check it out. I'm looking up Lies of P with star Timothy Chalamet, who plays the main character Piss. Anyway. Lies of P. Check out some anime nonsense. Lies of Disco Elysium. Precisely. Anyway. How's everyone doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a nice day. Can I crank my audio a bit? How about I move the mic just right up against my gob? Is that more helpful? Do we prefer? Is this okay? Everyone always says my audio is quiet, but if I crank it higher, I think I'm gonna get a little blown out. I don't want to overdo it, you know? Guess I could probably up the gain on the back of my mic, but it's going to, I worry it'll blow out or pick up more ambient noise. How's this? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm playing Disco Elysium. Yes, I am. I'm gonna hope it's better. Anyway, I feel like I was gonna say something, but I don't remember what. Yeah, so the schedule's going to be a wackadoo this week because of the part-time work, so I just want to let everybody know that. A bit better, okay. Well, we'll take it for now. But anyway, schedule's going to be a little bit wacky, so thanks for understanding. But it should be starting around midday, around noonish, 1-ish, depending on work stuff. Sorry, I'm just looking around, I'm thinking. But anyway. Shall we just hop into the game and hit play? Then I'm gonna go boop. Game's a loading. Lies of part-time work, precisely. I also want to get part-time work. Right now, the part-time work I'm doing is at home, and it's remote work, which is nice. But I'm like, I kind of want part-time work that is in a coffee shop. My girlfriend got an espresso machine. And I've been learning how to make espresso, and I'm being a real nerd about it. And I need to dial in our grinder a little bit more. We had an issue with the grinder where it wasn't going fine enough, even the lowest setting, and then we had to like fiddle with some stuff, and we fixed it. But anyway, I need to really dial in the grind, figure it out. But we already get nice crema on top. It's delicious. But I want to work at a coffee shop. I want to get professional skills. You know, if we're gonna do it, let's freaking do it. Okay, so we need to wait on these. Find the armored glove. Ask the little girl in the fishing village down the coast who knows something about the armored gloves. I don't think we're in the fishing village. Get the body down. Yeah, I mean, we could shoot it, but track down my badge. We're working on it. Joyce. Okay. I don't want to do her a favor, because that seems weird. I have to show her my badge. Ask around tattoos, possible meaning. Who made the call? Reporting the crime. Keep searching for the caller. Okay. Secret passage. Working on it. Sing karaoke. Working on it. Reality lowdown. Okay. Working on that too. Rich people are educated. Okay. Well, we know a rich person, so maybe we should try talking to her again. Track down my gun. Well, I kind of did. Okay, and then sleeping dock worker. Okay. So, we'll try talking to the sleeping dock worker. Oops. Coffee skills always sound cool. Yeah. Coffee shops in LA are probably 80% staffed by actors. Yes. Probably. Why don't we try talking to you again? We can try talking to the guy. Okay. Whatever. Okay, we're running. Is the gameplay a little too loud for people? I think it looks okay on my part. But yeah, I just want to make good coffee. I'm ready to be like a full-on coffee snob. You know what I mean? That's my goal. Oh, cool. There's way more people in here. That's great. I like watching time pass. Ooh, can I do karaoke now?
The worker is in a deep slumber. Perhaps he's on his way to where you just... A colorful piece of plastic
Okay.
is dangling from his carabiner.
Back the piece
Makes
of
your
plastic.
fingers itch. It's a dock worker's ID, doubling
Ooh.
as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo.
We could steal it,
Santiago S. John.
but I don't think I want to do that. Let's try waking him up. Oops.
There is only one way to wake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane. Rip the buildings from the earth.
Scream!
Why the yelling, man?
Looks
we already
like
did
a
this, so-
sow descendant. A lot of sow dock workers around.
Just say you looked out for the long
Wait.
count.
What?
Officer, even after a rude awakening, this dock worker respects the police. More than they usually do, at least.
Hey, tell me about Wild
What's the
Pines.
name of my...
He doesn't sound too enthusiastic
Okay, how's
about
that
it.
going?
How's it go? Haven't you noticed what's going on outside?
Not sure what you
We're
mean.
in the
Play
middle
dumb.
of a...
For one,
Okay, why are
yeah,
you sleeping
they
while others are
got it.
striking?
Majoret's got it. He's guarding the gate.
Who's behind organizing
We
the
are.
strike?
The workers.
You mean there's no leader?
Okay. I guess there's also Everard. He's in
Everard.
charge of the union. He's smart.
Dead body in the
Yeah.
yard.
What about it?
We're kind of going quick through this because I've done it before in a different playthrough that didn't save. I'm gonna say, just trying to find out what you know about
You
it.
know, people die here every day.
If someone has decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern?
Okay, tell me
I
what you
can
know.
tell you this. Trouble's ahead.
What
You
trouble?
heard what
Had
I
this game on my
said.
wish list for years at this
Draw
point.
your own
Is the talk of
conclusions.
or the lies of
That's
P
all
or
I know.
just go
And I
to
prefer to
Elysium.
keep...
The lieutenant gives you a little nod. So Union people think he was a killer, he thinks. Even sleepy hair. This doesn't help a lot, but it's something. Good work, detective.
Okay, well,
The dock worker doesn't answer. His
back to sleep. Still far away from leveling up, which is annoying. But good to know. This is a helpful thing. Mirror! Light mean I can retry it? Let's go back to the mirror. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, the white checks are for that racist dude, which I don't feel like dealing with. Talk to Jan. Oh, don't worry, I have. I asked Jan about a coffee cookbook, and he didn't really get back to me. But I don't know if that's like a thing. Coffee cookbooks. I'd like it to be. You know what I mean? Okay, well, let's go to the karaoke zone. Something I could grab. Well, hold on. Before I do that, let me save. I'm not trying to pickpocket anybody. Don't mind if I do. That guy. Person. Talk to them again, I guess.
The man ponders his cooking utensils.
Right. Later.
You see a heavy steel door.
Still working on the door. I want to do karaoke. It's not letting me click on the karaoke items. So I guess I just won't do karaoke right now. Okay, it's not letting me talk to anyone else. Howdy, $1 William. I'm trying to decide where else to go. People have suggestions. I'm tempted to maybe ask someone to look at a guide where I can, but I don't want to make anybody else do too much work or spoil it if they don't want to. But I just feel a little lost. I mean, I assume I'm sort of passing the time. Have we met the union leader? Kind of. I mean, we'll talk to the people out front. I think we did talk to the union leader. Let me zoom out. I'm not running 2 feet at a time. We talked to this guy who's basically the union leader. And I have a family! This guy. But we can't get past, what's his face, talk to the actual union leader.
Right to work! Shame on you!
We'll try this
Not
question.
before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by
Oh, I guess this
failure,
isn't the
I
union leader,
always
this is
say.
the anti-union leader.
He might
So
have
I guess
some
not.
advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first.
Is that the only way we have to fight this dude? I'm not really interested in fighting this guy. Played. Have I paid off the debt? No, I have $12, and it's like 140 bucks. So no, I don't have any money. All right, well we can do a little quick save here and try to fight this guy. There's a way around him. Well, that's okay. Can you give me hints for the way around? I don't want like a full solution. There's a thing for jumping to get my jacket, but I failed the check. And I can't retry until I get my XP up. So I'm feeling a little bit stuck. I can show you sort of the pathing I took to get over there. Managed to pay off the debt if I'm interested. Yes. I've been picking up bottles left and right. I don't really want to be a bad person and like make someone bribe. And I would also like hints rather than spoilers if possible. But
The tear machine stands in your bottles clunk.
woo! $1.10 richer. I assume I can sell stuff. What is this thing? Oh, that's probably meds.
A colorful display of there, in that dark green glass. Oh.
Not right now. I'm gonna say speak with the old lady. Okay. The one sweeping in that house, or the one in the chair? I don't think she's actually that old. Don't make the jump. I think you have to punch the guy. Shit. Like on the boat. Okay, cool. I talked to her, but I'll talk to her again. Maybe she can help me out. She is a rich. I think she might know stuff about my memory or whatever. She was like not really wanting to talk to me without a badge. Fair enough. We talked to her a bit, and then she's like, okay, you need a badge. I was like, alright, working on it. Shadows in the water, green plants on the calm surface. Okay.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Okay, you seem smart. Give me a lowdown on the reality.
Reality.
Yes, reality is your side, an experimental side case.
Related to that medical episode.
Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy, now that I think of it.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer.
Alright.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin
Okay.
with the first, okay?
Specialization. Okay. What do you think is...
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
What is this one?
It's a neurological disorder caused by a lack of vitamin B in the brain. Symptoms include a retrograde amnesia. It's quite serious. You should get yourself checked out.
She conveys it in short, cold bursts, trying not to invest too deeply in the condition of this doomed detective, in case he goes down later, souring the entire portfolio.
What causes it? Well, lack of vitamin
Well,
B.
it's either bariatric surgery or long-term alcohol use.
Definitely the
She
drinking.
nods.
Yes, and perform autoerotic asphyxiation on yourself with your funny necktie out in the open somewhere.
Okay. Where are
We're
we?
in Martinez, baby.
Maybe.
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
She refers to your corresponding ages.
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Mentioned a sea. What sea is
It's
this?
not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And yes, we're on an island in an ocean, the world's largest body of water, the Insulindic.
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the blue immensities, vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
Tell me more about
I'm
Martinaise.
not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets. Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed-over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the River Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch, the Martinaise distributary.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her and to humanity at large.
Okay.
Revachol. Revachol is what you call a city, the great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least.
Who?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed.
When?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
Why?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people. In the middle of the Insulindic Ocean. The world's connective tissue. It's where the money is. Oh, we're quite a way off. About 22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
Observe.
She observes your eyes scanning the horizon, then breaks the silence, slowly.
Ooh. Bio English, thank you for subscribing. Déjà vu means already seen in French, and jamais vu means never seen. So, fascinating. Can I please internalize? Unlock a new slot to research thought. How? How do you unlock it? How do you unlock it? Don't understand. Maybe I have to finish this one and then I can unlock the next layer, I'm guessing. Getting a reality lowdown. Okay.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
Spending skill points to unlock new
This
slots.
has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Messieurs will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is
I'm
long-term.
gonna say, I'll continue with.
It's better not to eat all your candy at once.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
Great. What time? Oops.
It's a neurological
She conveys in case he goes down later, souring the entire portfolio.
Got it. Let me
Be
ask
my
something.
guest.
What time is it?
These are unimportant times, detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late for the big time. The revolution. It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
The reference to the voiceover in the beginning.
Why, of course. We're talking Duke Out Central. Full swing intraspecies warfare. No, I would say the apes were neutral.
Okay, neutral.
On the other hand,
Who got shot?
those
in
would be the
head?
communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head.
She's not gloating. It's a relieved celebration.
Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
She likes the totality of it.
Did they shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people. Yes, the Red Deluge. The Insulindian Deluge, they call it. Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
Cowardly king.
I prefer the term risk-averse. King Guillaume was nobody's fool. He could smell a PR disaster brewing, so he got out alive, and his nephew Fricelle got shot in his place. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time. The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything. Liberals are usually middle-class people, detective, or the remaining gentry, the beneficiaries of the pre-revolutionary arrangement. Some were rich enough to stay with the Constitution, with monarchy. Big mistake. Others bet on the revolution. They were called the ultras, or ultra-liberals. They fared well. They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
We. She's one of them. Of course.
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights. The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground. The ocean, the laws, and the people. The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-la-Clay. The armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately understands the cause.
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head. At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the
Well, you are
long-standing
purchasing
provisional
the humongous-
rulers of
yes,
Revachol
I'm
now,
sure.
the coalition government. This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
Let's say this one.
A devout man of the center. Hard to come by. It's good to have someone who takes a moderate approach to head shooting. In your line of work, I mean. The turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question.
I am trying to go with a communist playthrough just because that was a choice I made, and I'm like, alright, sure.
The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved. It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain.
You're real.
Then Marzolf came along and overthrew the government. It made people overthrow their governments. Indeed, Zerat is a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark. From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Marzolf's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end. Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie? A pair of pants?
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think.
It is an interesting thing to think about.
A
With who you
city-state
share the
divided
world with
into
right
free
now.
market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia.
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune. Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eastlery communication. Telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
What? Been like this for 43 years?
Time flies.
What have we been doing?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of
This
the
lady
river
can
level.
talk.
Offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. '08 to 19 was simply hell. The 30s? Things settled down
Disco
in
was
the
in
30s.
the 30s.
Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
Then you happened. Your youth in the 30s. All that untaxed income must have fueled the new. That can only mean one thing.
Disco.
Yes, and quantitative easing. It was a market mirage, unfortunately. The 40s dispelled it. An Isla-wide hangover, you might say. So, here we are. Welcome to reality.
Woo!
baby.
Level up.
From the looks
could
of
try
it,
that jump again.
The 50s haven't been much better for the zone of control. You can see it in her eyes. Days slipping away.
I've no right to be dissatisfied. This shirt is Barbara Muscova, this raincoat is impervious to rain and is guaranteed for 100 years. My daughters will wear it. No, it's just... we could have had so much more. Every one of us. If only we played it right. Good question. What would you have done differently?
No, her first.
Say I asked you.
And I asked you, past less detective of the citizens' militia, what insight has acute encephalopathy given to you?
I don't know.
And you would have died, most likely. Not far from here. Maybe even right here, during the beachhead, defending the coast the day the Coalition took the city.
Very happily.
Good. Not that it would have mattered. In the end, the commune forced everyone to the barricades.
Enough
They
about
are
the
what they are.
times.
Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality.
I don't hate
Is
the
there
writing in
anything
this
else
game.
you want
I
to
don't
know?
like, especially in the beginning of the game. Like, I haven't seen as much of it in the beginning. They really press hard on wanting you to try to be just
Not so
vile.
fast. Who is she in all this?
And
Ask
even
her
if you
who
don't
she
choose those
is.
choices, they have
She owes you
incentives,
an
like
answer.
checks, especially as you're still figuring out the mechanics of the game. That's the issue with the writing I have. I think it's a little bit verbose, but I think with the voiceover, it's much easier to play. I want to know what you are.
She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
Say nothing.
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants.
Like, I like this lady.
I am an ultra.
I kind of want to do this one. I don't know if that's too much. I just think it's funny. I'm gonna say what's so vile about that.
Haven't you heard? I am a nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. One of those who pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. We surrendered the nation to the financier pirates. No sane person identifies as an ultra-liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight. You're a man of the left. A true communard. Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, are you repulsed?
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
I'm gonna say I don't care.
A fitting punishment. To be forgotten, if not forgiven.
Oh, I should have
Save a
forgiven her.
prayer for us in our chateaus on Azon and in Stella Maris. When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed. With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez a monument to the efficacy of its artillery, I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the
No
coalition.
spoilers in
Not
the
here in
comments,
Martinez.
please. But I do tend to
not in
like
the
people
Stella
that
Maris
later in
or
the game
Delta
it's like
Beachheads
other
either.
monsters.
If not for my own sake, then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isla down rather than let them have it.
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
You're a patriot?
Yes, I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here.
Seditious talk, man.
You have daughters?
Yes. Whatever else I am,
No, it's
I'm
totally
also
okay.
a mother. And a wife.
What is this?
A bird? A Svenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
Am I really that awkward?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
This place here.
Ah! This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two. A pre-revolutionary
We all know
tenement.
capitalism is a true villain.
Old
True,
buildings
true.
are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux.
Alright,
This
we get
one
it.
used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate. Before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off. Splat, splat.
Cindy, how do you hear this? Calm
Wonderful.
down. Cindy, your hearing is incredible. What's that?
The girl in the old lady rags.
Yeah.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture. Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady
Hello,
rags.
diet salt, baloney phony.
She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
Explain it to a
Young
child.
people who dye their hair funny colors and wear old people's clothes are stupid, and their little rebellion is self-defeating. All right, what next?
You don't got any of those dialogues in your playthrough? I like just playing a big dumb idiot. Also, Kim was like, you should play up that you're stupid. She'll like that. And I'm like, okay.
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the supraculture.
I think I'm part of an infraculture.
And what would that be?
Cop?
She lets out an unrestrained laugh.
My reality impaired colleague is not so far off.
Okay.
Many of the RCM's fashions, even weapon preferences, borrow heavily from classic Vesper time cop shows. My precinct alone has 3 officers who
fans?
go by the name Ace. But please, do continue this reality exploration. I was just remarking.
Thanks, Kim.
Yes, let's.
Ooh. Okay, we can try this again for some reason. Let's try it again.
6 kilometers southwest in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again. We always do.
You're an officer of the RCM. It stands for Revachol Citizens Militia. Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
You said de facto?
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM
Jure.
acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin. The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
I did not get the body down. Kim tried to shoot at it, but he's got bad eyesight. And then I was going to, and then I was like, nah, and then I
All
didn't.
3 are good to know when we are out
So we're gonna wait
policing.
for the Union. But I think in my playthrough with Giant Bomb, I think I did shoot it down and it worked okay. But having like a low check for it. So I'm a lackey of the capital. All 3 good things to know. So I'm a thrall to foreign interests.
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent, provisional rulers like it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you. The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare,
Yeah,
a botched
she's chatty.
privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown. They called it the international zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you.
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement. Revacholians get to keep the peace in Revachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol.
Say nothing.
And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help.
Okay. We can try it again. Should we try for a 3%? And I'm gonna say that's all
Glad
for
to
now.
have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
You seem rich. Can I have some money?
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy.
Why
Look
not?
at that lady. Take a gander.
What nice
Why,
fabrics.
yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat. While dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible, within reason. Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes, A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too.
See, like, they have all this sexist stuff written in, and I'm like, we don't need it. I know that people want to roleplay a bad dude, but you can roleplay a bad dude without getting to roleplay a racist and a sexist. I don't think that's creating a commentary that's anti-racist or sexist to let you explore those roles. I'm gonna say I'm not ashamed.
Oh, but you are. Too ashamed to ask this person for money. Too scared to belittle yourself in her eyes. Those half-precious stones of Erdenil. Oh God, the lieutenant is here too. Do not dishonor the force.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
I'm gonna go for it.
Voila, you're doing it.
Can I have some money
Of
now?
course. How much do you need?
That rocks.
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament than she's letting on?
I need 130 real.
That's a good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
She removes a few notes and hands them
Thanks,
to you.
dude.
The paper is cold and oily to the touch.
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
I'm still getting my head around the whole idea of the money concept. You're just helping me out.
You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be, as long as they are properly logged with the precinct.
Which he most certainly will do. Now,
Woo!
how else can I help the RCM today,
Fun!
besides
All right.
supplementing its salaries?
Thank you.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
I'm gonna say I'm a real radical.
Of course, a radical centrist. In these bright and loud times where 1,000 frequencies drown one another out, sober thinking is a radical act. It's time to become a citizen of the kingdom of conscience.
What is it?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
How do you bring about it?
Incrementally. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
What about the things that are wrong now?
Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future. You may never live to see
I
the
know I have
kingdom of
opinions. Look, I already
conscience.
chose the communist
Your
storyline.
children
I just
may
want to
not.
explore everything.
Even your grandchildren might not. What rationality? What benevolence?
Preserving the status
Do you
quo.
believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed?
No.
Then you've never lived through real chaos. Sometimes, in the face of great disaster, defending the status quo is progress.
Sounds mega boring.
What
Bye.
you want is immaterial. The king.
Alright. I want to... Woo, good work, us. I want to look up... There's stuff... Choice. Okay, backyard wall. Conceptualization. That's the jumping one, right? Pretty sure. Because that's the one I want to level up. Oh. I see. Or I use a point to unlock it. I want to retry that jump. guess we can go up through here, right? Got it. Couple walk through traverse, remember if you need a hint. I'm okay for now, but I will definitely keep you posted. I might take a hint later. Okay, we're gonna go to the other balcony. If you can min-max this, like be a morally fascist right-wing communist. No idea. Sure, there's lots of different playthrough options. Also, shouldn't this be dark? It's nighttime now. Anyway, and that it does seem like a very cool aspect of this game. Okay, traffic. Waiting till tomorrow to talk to Beck, right? I'm in the wrong spot.
This door is made of metal.
I'll leave. Need to come out this way and go into that other side door. You didn't get here to go on day one? Oh, fun. Okay. Up there. I guess it's where Juno is. Okay. I was mistaken where to go, but we're getting there. Making you want to get back to it. Fun. I do feel like I'm making relatively good progress for day one. We can pay our debt now, which rocks. Still pick up bottles and buy books or whatever the hell I want. The extra dough. Get up here. I wonder. Alright, we're about to get our jacket back. We're about to start jumping. Hurry up. How come we don't get to see more plastic bags in the games? Great question. Hurry up. Please. Run. Oh, wait, hold on. Money on the ground. Okay. Is it this backyard wall? Fire a copy of the city map. Where do I get that from? I would like a copy of the city map. Okay. We're gonna do conceptualization. I think that's the one to do. We'll do a save just in case. But I want to try this wall again. Seems like a weird one. No, I think that it's actually for the... Oh, policeman cloak. Okay, this is what we want. Because I think the backyard wall is the painting wall. So we want... savoir-faire. Policeman cloak. Pretty sure. No, it's okay if you approach with spoilers. I like having everyone's thoughts and opinions. This game is also pretty... There's a lot going on. So I'm not really, like, hugely upset over the slight spoiler here and there. I'd rather people be able to feel comfortable to speak freely. I also want to be able to make, you know, my own conclusions about some of these characters. You want to know where to find a map? I don't think it's too spoilery. It doesn't seem to involve characters. Yeah. Could I have a hint versus outright knowing? Is that possible? I'm gonna level up this one. I think it's right. I don't know. Accept changes and close. Do I talk to him to grab it?
Yes?
Nothing.
A tarpaulin cloak is still
Okay.
caught on the railing. No one has claimed it.
I
The
go
cloak?
for it?
I do think it's yours, yes. As to what... Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 major stops.
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what its pockets may hide?
Let's see if, I'm gonna say not right now. In my pockets, I have stuff that will help with that. Okay, no. Well, alright then. I take it back.
A tarpaulin cloak is still
Think
caught
of what kind
on
of
the
places
railing.
have maps.
No
I would
one
think
has
that little
claimed it for
store.
their own.
Ooh, or maybe the hotel might. But also there's like a magazine rack. Okay, we're gonna do this. Wish us luck. Dang it. Ooh, Bagheera!
Exclamation mark.
Well said.
Nope, no.
Oh,
That's
that
still
was like
too
a big
high.
failure.
What were you thinking?
Sure. Just be careful, okay?
Okay.
Looks like you almost
Well,
strained the
keep
muscle
working
there.
on it. Anyway, thank you for subscribing. And also, like usual, I'm sorry. Run. Okay, here we go. We're going to find a map. I think the day is just about over. We're going to pay our fee at the place. Get shit fixed up. Kind of bummed that failing the check doesn't send you hurling to your death. Honestly, yeah. I'm with you. One day we will jump freaking far. Okay. Good news, buddy.
Can I help you?
About the money I owe.
Yes. Have you got it?
I have your money.
Well,
Here it is. Sorry for the trouble.
great. Thank you, officer. That's
Good
all I
experience.
wanted.
Yes, we can try to
Payment
jump
for
again.
services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow. I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room. All the doors lock automatically at 9 p.m. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
A lot.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can
Seen
do for
something
you?
at the whirling
What thing?
cart. Sign that says the mess hall was reserved for the Union.
Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loud. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay
I did check my
on
clothes before the
time.
jump, but nothing seemed to
He
be
hates the
helpful.
Union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him. So he's directing his frustration at you instead. Retaliate.
Let's say, let it go.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth.
How do we
Lord,
find
we
them?
don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Huh.
After 4, the sign says reserve starting 4. Why is anyone in the mess hall? I'm gonna say hold my peace.
Was there something else? Because I have coasters to stack.
Blue
And
steel
oh,
door.
yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just,
What's behind
no,
it?
I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Let him pretend he's
He looks
indifferent.
at the dust on his finger and wipes.
Something
What?
else.
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling
Okay.
later.
I'm gonna sing some karaoke.
Absolutely out.
What?
You wait and see, cafeteria manager. Absolutely in the question. Your body is ready, sir.
Goodbye. Well, that was fun.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type.
What are Capo
Yes.
types?
Guess what's yours?
I'm gonna say sorry, cop.
Yes, sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here.
Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna say I'm sorry.
Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info, or that won't happen.
Oh, that's fun. Okay. Gotta earn some of these spots. I want to do the jump again. We're just gonna keep doing this jump. What? Can I not do it again? Does that mean I can't keep doing the jump? I can retry this? No? Okay. Can I just not do the... Oh. Well, I'm confused. Why can't I do the jump anymore? Like, I can't add more points to it, so... What am I supposed to do? There are things that can increase your learning cap. Oh. Like, what kind of things? Oh, I shouldn't go back up there. I can only try a skill check once, but it's white. I thought we could just keep doing it. I don't want to run all the way back up there. Fine. You know what they say, once you jump once, you can't jump again. Saying it for years. Yeah, Kuna sucks. Well, I don't know if I should level something. Let's check out what we've got. Mirror. We don't care about the book so much. Set of tracks. Mirror. Renee. I don't really remember who this is. Pile of clothes. Is this that guy? I think that's that guy who sold me this stuff. Backyard wall. Warded door. I found a map too. Talk to you.
Yes?
Some clothes and some substances you can take. Okay. Why did the 41st send me?
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to Slight, Precinct 57.
Makes more
Just
sense.
think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic
What did I say
who
about
showed up.
because I'm a
I've
fuck up?
considered it.
It's
It would
true.
be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. But I also think it's somewhat unlikely. I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
So you are the finest.
I am the finest of nothing.
You really see me as a safe
Safe?
bet?
No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even
Oh,
if they
that's
did,
nice.
they are in for a surprise.
Yeah, Kim, you're nice. Freaking level up my savoir-faire! Oh, I got -2 from items? That's not good. Okay, what's... Okay, this is -1, so take these off. No pants. Okay. Well, that would have been useful. I don't think I can try again jumping, right? They won't let me even though I've...
The luxury of fine things. Just look at those black monk straps. After spending an entire day hustling, who's to say that you didn't deserve a pair of ridiculously expensive shoes on your tired feet?
Beautiful things make people happy.
Beautiful things give you a rush. It's power. Crafting your style, draping your flesh in silk and leather, deciding how to present yourself to the world. Remember, when they come to take it away from you, You worked for those shoes.
Well, I sold
Whether
them,
you
but
like
that's
it
fine.
or not, wearing these shoes has made you more liberal. Ultra liberal.
Thing.
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm, and collected. Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closely. By the way, the raw materials were most likely exported from Seaguy, the apricot suzerainty, and processed.
Got a wrapper. Oh, interact.
Crinkled chewing gum wrapper. The worn label reads, Tutti Frutti. You feel compelled to point out that there's nothing fruity about cinnamon. It's a spice derived from tree bark.
Cinnamon's not a fruit.
Can a used wrapper shrug? Seems like that's what the wrapper is doing.
Why do I
Good
care about
question.
this?
There is no answer or secret drawn by regret.
Hang
You
on.
carefully fold the wrapper into a square before putting it.
Okay then. I want to retry the jump, but I know they're not going to let me. I have different clothes on now. They won't let me redo it, right? The jump? Did I find the jump early? Is that what you're saying? But here's stuff. Let's see if you have a map. Rita. See, anybody got a map?
You see several packaged raincoats. Phil, the packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display.
Hey, what's that?
What is what? If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
Her attention is drawn.
Okay, well, I need to save up for my hotel rooms.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various
You know where I get a map?
Is this about the questions again? A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe.
She looks up from.
Fine. For it doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
Alright. Is this where I would find a map?
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, one.
No.
Okay. Well, good to know. Okay, not the right spot. Feels like maps. Talk to this guy again, but he stinks.
Looking for something?
Bye. Where would I find a map? Be in the police truck? Didn't do everything I
Inside,
could do.
you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
Run
Pull
my
out,
fingers.
the white suede feels luxurious under the touch.
Tap.
As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled.
There's no use pressing the hit button.
Translation. We're not alternative
Okay,
translation.
well, close the door. I'm on the right track. Another hint, please. I think we've already looked at this, but I'll look again.
A lorry stuck in.
Goodbye. I'll say at this point, maybe I'm looking to spoilers for we're kind of free. I'm also like, we're a couple bucks short for cash to stay the night. Where else would they sell? Oh, bookstore. Cool, cool, cool. Let's see if they're open. Alright, well that'll be a task for the morning. Good hints, everyone. Genuinely. Ooh, maybe I can find some bottles. One bottle. I want more bottles. because I need to
The
have...
dented yellow mailbox greets you with its...
Okay, no. Oh. Oops. Oh, I still have a thing to level up. Okay, well, we could level up something else. We can try the interfacing. Okay, this is a pile of clothes. Composure. Maybe we'll do... well... Main threshold. I do want to know what's behind that door. Composure seems useful, I will say. Composure seems useful. Main threshold. What else is something? Well, composure will be for two things here. Let's do composure. Okay. Pile of clothes. Well, let's go talk to that one guy. I know I hate the option for terrible options. Do I like the options I'm taking? Sometimes. I'm trying to make more interesting choices, which is why I'm like, yeah, sure, the communist one. I don't always know what it actually means for the game, though.
Still cool here, officer.
I don't need to do that. I want to look at the clothes again.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep
Find
browsing
something.
those clothes. Keep saving that
Oh,
economy.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty.
Plus one
And it's
composure.
only $4.50 for you, sir.
Okay, well, I need money for what's it called? I'll leave for now. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would say it seems like you can go a lot of ways. I like that people seem to be like, sometimes I play this, and it really feels like you're playing differently than I played, or whatever. And I do think that's cool. Occasionally I feel a little stuck. That's kind of any adventure type game. I also just think, yeah, sometimes I don't like any of the choices.
How can I help you?
Let's... something... Let me ask with my gun
Sure
again.
thing.
I sold you my
With
gun?
Kim here too. That just sounded really, really bad.
What?
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said, and I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
You weren't quiet. You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And that you need the money. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it.
Say, sorry you had to see me like
No
that.
apologies necessary, officer.
Thanks for the review.
Sure, man.
Something I'd like
Let
to
me have a
sell.
look.
Check my
Anything
pockets.
else you're thinking of selling?
Not worth shit. Show him the picture.
Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No aphotic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism. It's darkness. That's all I know. Sell me something lighter.
Okay.
Another time, perhaps.
Later. Read the vibe, but got stuck and never went back. Yeah. I will say I'm engaged with the game. I want to know what's going to happen. I like making choices. I don't always love the writing, and I think moralistically, which I feel like we've talked ad nauseum at this point, just some of the choices and the ways they encourage you to sort of, again, make those sexist and racist choices. I think they just don't need to be in here, and I think that they muddy the morals and the point that the game's trying to make. Okay, well, can I go to bed? I feel like I'm ready for tomorrow.
The door is closed. This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Yeah, let's say goodnight. Maybe we can
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Breakthrough imminent. Nancy Drew wouldn't miss the bullet shot on the noose. Well
The
said.
air outside is brisk.
Yeah,
The
Nancy would be
lieutenant is
fucking on
silent
it.
for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically. I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes.
That's
It's
cool.
something of a ritual.
I mean, obviously don't smoke, but...
oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
How'd you get so cool, Kim?
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit.
Alright, debrief.
Yes. It's been a long and eventful day.
How do you think today went?
Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. I would say our initial inspection was very thorough, and we have solid leads to follow up on. The body is still hanging from that tree, which is unfortunate. And there's still much to do at the crime scene.
He is not particularly satisfied with your progress, but he doesn't want you to feel completely discouraged. Probably out of fear that you'll just give up and keep drinking.
Let's say I'll be in better shape
I
tomorrow.
look forward to that. As for the interviews, we weren't able to find the union leader, Everard Clare, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do list for tomorrow. We talked to Joyce Messier, but didn't get any information from her. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I think that's funny. I wonder if I had them walk, if it wouldn't be a thing. I'm gonna say... I don't want to waste time.
It's impressive, to say the least. For a man your age, especially. Those are some stylish shoes too, by the way. Those loafers. Must be hard to run into like you do.
What are our powers
They're
exactly?
quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
Hold on. Powers. Can that be an easy power to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
What else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
How can you be sure they'll show up?
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
When power calls you, you come. But power itself is a fragile trick of perception.
We are permitted to use whatever force we deem necessary, even lethal.
Have I killed anyone?
That's an improbability. Perhaps even impossibility.
I don't know if I
Precinct
want to know.
41 is known for higher than average rate of police violence.
He's not judging you. He's respectfully acknowledging the difficulty of working in your precinct.
What happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Courant and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them. And the Moral Intern, more broadly, but yes.
What's the moral?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed. They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats. Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of.
Something kind and usual. Something almost something ominous.
Dolores
A
Day.
historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions.
Okay.
The Moral Intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
Better not to
The lieutenant breathes out a chestnut-scented cloud of cigarette smoke and looks at the city he's sworn to guard.
Do you?
I'm gonna say we are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeoisie organization, protecting the bourgeoisie rights. Sure.
No. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting the people of Revachol. That's the hand we were dealt. Without the MI, we would be common vigilantes.
Okay, fair enough. Vigilante sounds bad.
Sadly, it is what we already are to the people of Martinez. Most of them, at least, especially the Union. Vigilantes. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH. It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company. Not daring to come here more often. It's like I told you, this place is an orphan. Fallen between the cracks. We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work.
I hope we
Me
can
too.
help.
But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
Okay. Do you want to talk to me?
Mazovian
Oh, I see.
Socioeconomics. 0.000% of communism has been built. Evil, child-murdering billionaires still rule the world with a shit-eating grin. All he has managed to do is make himself sad. He is starting to suspect Krasmazov fucked him over, personally, with his socio-economic theory. It has, however, made him into a very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world.
Okay, so I'm getting -1 on some stuff. Kind of okay on -1 on authority. I want to have basically no authority. Okay, guys, I left us stuff. I want to internalize. They're not going to let me internalize? I can't even click on those. Okay, I gotta unlock these. I should have just unlocked one of those instead of doing one of my skill points. Alright, back to business. What do you want to talk
We
about,
should
buddy?
think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year. We can pick up where we left off tomorrow morning.
Okay. Boom. Sweet dreams. See you in the morning. Bye. I knock on his door. I was gonna say I had a really fun time today. Alejandro, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Thank you
The
for the
bed is
35
cold
months.
and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
Okay, crawling.
The sheets
Gonna
feel
have
at
weird
once
dreams, you
coarse
think?
and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out.
Did I look in the
and
mirror? I
finally
did in the
close
morning.
Your eyes.
I don't think
And
I'm ready
then
to look in the
sleep
mirror again.
And then sleep doesn't come.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you
Who
is
killed
still
him?
trying to...
Who?
Something to do with... What was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep. And
It's good to know that you can do stuff without Kim and before bed. Uh-oh. Am I dreaming? Let's go see the body. I don't think they would have walked in the fog. Alright. Time to dream. You know! That's a disco ball now. Oh no!
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
I remember nothing.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
I left.
Oh no, Funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I can get it all back.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What's Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Islas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history.
I have the skeeziest voice. You can have different voices? Well, that's funny. I don't know what I've done to cause this.
You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6
That was my name,
billion people. And you failed every single one of them.
Oh, the dev.
You really fucked up.
Alright, I can come back from
You're
this.
not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I've talked to you before.
No, Harry. You are just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do. Even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Stinky boy.
Shower in the morning, okay? Trying to solve the case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
What? No!
Oh yes, party boy. And it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork, barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Alrighty, well, go talk to my sad, weird reflection. What do we got?
Good going, buddy.
Is that a
Yes.
city?
Wait till you see the one with the chick in it. It's gonna be a good one. You feel even worse this morning than you did.
What's going on with me?
Why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
Not going to go look
Are
at
you
speed.
sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Suit yourself. Slow, sad shell man.
It's interesting to think you could do this whole game with, like, being intoxicated or whatever.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face,
Can't do it yet.
adorned with the
Okay. Knock on his door.
The door is closed.
Oh shit. Oh, they're part of the restaurant. Great, he's up too. Morning! How you doing, buddy?
Morning.
Sleep well?
Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
What do you mean
I
rowdy?
mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, there's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Why?
Everything points to the dock workers union, which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to
That's
talk
right.
to them.
Are they
And
the
I
ones that
completely
he told
forgot.
us about?
Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep.
Oh.
It's them by the one loose thread less to worry about. And one big problem to
There's
replace
so
it.
many of them? No, we don't need reinforcements.
One more
Let's
thing
roll.
before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them.
Good. A power move.
Cool.
But aren't you curious?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place.
I like his thinking. What's up, dude? Good morning.
Can I help you?
Did I see?
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Why can't I go into
What
the
are
kitchen?
you, a cook now? That's none of your business.
Maybe something pertinent to the
He
investigation.
wasn't pan-fried. He was lynched. Fine. Okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around up,
Alright.
yes?
See you later. Hello. How you
Just
doing,
a
ma'am?
moment. And there's no public.
The closest phone booth is down the coast.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Hey, is everything alright?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
What's wrong with the phone
The
line?
manager was vague about
Why would he be vague about phone
It will
problems?
ask.
to let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our
Oh.
friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I
Uh-oh.
was also hoping she'd heard from Morel. That's just it. This isn't like him at all. But you have more important things to worry
No way,
More
lady.
important than a missing expedition? I don't know. Expeditions often lead to something interesting.
Okay.
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday.
The waterlock. That was broken. Could this be it?
Who's Gary?
Oh, sweetie. Gary's as loyal as they come.
Okay, great. Well, the
I
waterlock's
trust him with-
broken.
Oh my. What happened to the waterlock?
I really don't know.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you.
You're welcome.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes...
This will
keep an eye.
surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery. Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the work.
Except
Oh,
Tess.
you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
Okay. Husband's a
Oh,
scientist?
yes.
It's a
Cryptozoology?
pseudoscience that attempts to
Oh,
legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
That's one opinion, yes.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many
Grandma
assume
would
them
always
to
offer
be
pills when people
extinct
came over.
or even
Rock and roll.
fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless. And frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it.
She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own.
Question.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work.
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One
Right.
cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Okay. Just one, I
He
promise.
nods and assumes a way. Ooh, tough choice there.
Oh, she gave me the pen. Invisible cryptids. I'm gonna say, what's the tiniest cryptid?
Cryobacter catlensis. Yes, a unicellular bacterium that was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Kotla. On the bacterial colony Mijanu found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could
Is this
reliably
like a thing that in the
estimate.
future, like animals are all
Certainly
extinct
from
or
before
something?
recorded
I mean, I feel like
history.
I've seen birds around, but
Mijanu disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study. No doubt in hopes of prolonging her
injected
own
herself
life.
with it?
Yes, the bacteria had survived in the ice since times immemorial.
It's actually a little hard to see. But do go on.
Is an immortal geologist walking around the world?
Yes, and she's quite mad too. After she treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but also became increasingly eccentric and irascible, so that even her oldest friends were forced to pull away. We can assume that she has been living somewhere in
Wow.
the wilderness for decades now, all alone except for the Cryobacter catlensis coursing through her bloodstream.
Okay, I'll just do the one for Kim. Thank you.
Of course, dear.
Tell me about Morel.
Oh, dear. I'm not sure where to begin.
What does he look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious.
It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
If I were to meet him in the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on
Cool.
him, even if he's not out in the reeds. We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow. Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
Okay.
I hope I've been useful.
Tell me more about the rare
sweetie,
insect.
it's fascinating.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Want to hear about
Well,
Ah, yes. Phasmatodea. A diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves. Oh, yeah.
where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast, hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects.
It's not made up, officer. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all. Well,
here?
some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper. Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly. And they didn't even know what they were looking
Is it
at.
dangerous?
Not at all. Oh,
Valuable?
I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology.
Cool powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly.
That's not special at all. Of course it blends in. Most insects do.
Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. Morel can explain
Sorry.
it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it.
That's all for now. Ooh, what do we got? Tomatoes.
The man ponders his...
Right, calculator. Okay, we'll talk to... Cool. Not gonna worry myself.
Let
with
me
that.
handle this. Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is...
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
I just want to know more about the place. It's normal.
Yes, extremely normal. I'm not a gardener, by the way. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus
Oops,
Hardy.
I accidentally talked to them. I meant to go
You
past
think
them.
that's Titus. Talk to him, but know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming, nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What if I want to talk to you, not Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
Well, talk to Titus then. I'm not talking to Titus now. We'll come back. Okay, we don't care. Alright, Kuno. You're being a dick.
Fuck does Kuno care?
Found your shack.
You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you get in?
Push the panels
And
aside.
then what? You fucking...
He's trying to fuck at you again, Kuno!
Okay, what about
That's
the
where
plate?
Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too,
Nope.
wouldn't you?
Wait, what's the
It's
tube?
a vitamin pig. Don't you know anything?
You could use some.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, whatever. You fucking need that.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno! He's gonna use it against you, Kuno!
You're not getting this pig. It completely takes away the hangover.
Fuck you, pig! Don't do mag! You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die!
Okay, let's talk about my coat.
Is it? You got pretty fucked. Kuno's surprised you've still got your head after all that.
Say thanks, kid.
Whatever, piggy.
Did I get into the harbor from the
Of
roof?
course you fucking can. How do you think Kuno made all the docky boys his gimps? Just got a fly pig. Kuno knows. Kuno and C saw you shit yourself.
That's all there is to it then. Don't be a pansy. Just
Again?
jump.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come in. Kuno
Alrighty, I'm
doesn't.
off. Can I retry? Policeman cloak. Try. I can retry. Okay, I've changed my clothes. I've gotten some great advice from Kuno. We're retrying, everyone. Okay, shall we do a prediction? Am I gonna make it? Am I not gonna make it? I need to make it. Nothing I've wanted more than making it. Sure is a-snowing. Okay, I'm gonna let's prediction. Take its time. I won't even show you the percentage. I changed my clothes, so I don't think I have any negatives. I don't have any bonuses for my clothes, but I don't have any negatives, which feels like it counts for something. Another way to get to the dock. Okay, well maybe later. We're gonna try the jump though. It's all I have, it's all I know. Alright, let's go.
A tarpaulin cloak is still caught on the railing.
Here we go.
No one has claimed it for their own.
Yes! Green!
As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you, sharpening your senses.
Continue the voyage through the salty air. Nice.
As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while since you felt so alive, alert, capable.
Boggers!
Must be the adrenaline.
I knew you could do it.
Yay!
My climbing down might not have been as disco as your jump, but at least we can explore the harbor now.
Thanks, Kim.
With your feet firmly planted on the concrete, the noise of the harbor rushes back in.
What does this jacket do for me? Try it. Alright, I'm gonna keep the gloves on. No negative to it. Up our electrochemistry with these. Continue to maintain the look. Alright, this was thrilling! I'm so excited. Okay, what do we have here? Ooh, we have this tour. Oh my god, I'm so excited. That's quick save. I miss snow. No rocks. Where will this take me to? Yeah. Typewriter. Yeah. At the antlers, which feels like.
Yes?
Like a phone? What is this?
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike.
Alright, I'll spend 10 cents trying to figure out what
The
this
machine
is.
swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move.
Try it.
It's unclear whether you actually have muscle memory. Right now, your finger is just drawing vaguely occult patterns in the air.
Useful patterns?
Undoubtedly, no.
Okay,
Sure,
try again later.
why not? Muscle memory.
You're facing. Why not?
On second glance, someone has...
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave the...
Let's see what's inside.
Open the drawer.
The drawer opens with
Browse through the
hundreds
folders.
of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol, Kuron, Coal City. It's
Okay,
hard to
yada,
make
yada.
sense of this thicket of company
Okay,
names,
forces us
dates,
to go through the
quantities, and whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it.
Look at the
It
note.
appears to be a to-do list. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, Sweep office floor. More banners. All items on the list have been
Portland,
crossed
Oregon,
out,
this is
and
great,
the note
miserable all
itself
winter.
is crumpled.
I have been reading the first Twilight book because I've never read it and it seems fun. Look, Kim.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union.
Anyway, I think they
One
filmed the
of his aides
first
must have
Twilight
left
movie
it.
in Oregon.
Nothing incriminating here.
The special borscht
I've never been
seems
there,
a
but
bit
I'd like
odd
to.
in the list.
Take another look at the note.
Remember, Leo, all items on the list have been crossed out. The drawer slides.
What do we have here? Some books? Boxes? I'm getting all these postcards. I don't know what to do with them. Door. What do we have? Hell yeah. I like my glasses, but time for some new ones. I can level up. Ooh. Well, I can level up interfacing, which would be useful for some of these. Let's see. Composure. So we have interfacing for the mirror. Oh, that's good to know. Pain threshold has gone up, I guess. Or for some reason I can redo this. We have interfacing for the payphone. But I don't think I actually care that much about the payphone right now. I think what I would rather is I'd rather unlock one of these. And I'm gonna do jamais vu. Right, well, get out of here. Locked, can it be opened from the side without a pass card? Noted. Because these days don't understand the Twilight craze. Agreed. Okay, don't walk all the way down there. Bottles. Oh. Right. Bottle rich. Oh, I'm gonna put this guy's tools away. Just that way. Okay, another one. Interact.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late because Friesel was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. No advertisements, you notice. After rifling the pages with your thumb, the magazine is divided into several sections. International
Editor's
Comrade,
note.
as you know, this journal
some of the
takes
text
its
a little
name from
faster.
Mazov's immortal
Doing great.
expression.
No, I like
Du
when chat
cristal
drifts.
à
I
la
like when
fumée.
people have
This was
little
his way of
conversations.
describing
Like when they ebb and
the way
flow,
the
sometimes
rigid
talk about the
crystalline
game.
but
Having
like
fun
the structures
with the
of
game,
capitalist
making good
ideology,
progress.
we too are only four
Sometimes I
issues
can listen
in,
to some of
and
this,
it sounds perhaps they've overestimated
Sometimes
the
I just wanna
market.
get it
So please,
checked off.
if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics,
I think
culture,
this is a communist
What do you
magazine.
expect? It was laying around the office of the
you flip back to the front of the magazine. This
National
section, you
developments.
also face it. You flip back to the front. It takes a moment. Why they decided to type? Obviously, because it evokes a sense of recognition. As you leaf through this section,
A lot of
you come across
shit going on.
several reviews of recent radio plays. The main feature, though, is a long
Profile of
essay.
CS.
This so-called artist spotlight is
Tip
really
top
just
turn A.
the actual article is surprisingly light on details. But after skip, if you don't follow it, you only ever hear about the
Let's see
ludicrous
what I have to say about
sponsorship.
it.
You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about where to even start. For one, there's the crass commercialism of
Okay,
its
who wrote about this
Oddly enough, this article has 2 by. There's no way, though. Have you ever met anyone named Exilus? Come on. They're plainly
What's so
suited
bad about
under
sponsorships?
capitalism. The article says, every pursuit has its price. Thus, the so-called tourney becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless brand signifiers. And that precisely is what's problematic about it. At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races that you're really watching for.
Really am just in it for the vibe. I'm gonna say I like the
Sure,
racing.
you think that, But that's because you haven't been reading.
Come on. Can this article read your mind?
It seems to think so.
A certain kind of
Nikita,
young
thank
man
you for the
reads
gift
one or two
sub.
books and suddenly thinks he understands the secret structures of reality. If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor race. I take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
You flip back to the front of the magazine.
Okay.
Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
Charging rent is pretty outrageous.
The writer G. Martin remarks dryly that capitalists love wealth redistribution. You flip back to the front of the magazine.
Okay. In a way. Right. Save. Freaking bottle rich. Hey, shut up about the cigarette butts. You gotta get out of my way. Got some bottles. So I can pay my freaking rent.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads,
Okay, gonna
If you
look
must.
around.
But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. Looks like the inhabitant is rather pedantic when it comes to order. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, Rene, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. Rene looks like he's about to smile.
Why did you take that picture of René?
Can I ask him about
You're really interested in that old soldier. Not sure I understand your fascination, but sure.
Alright. Whatever. Taking a picture for some reason, and I have to stand behind it. Okay. What do we got? Big machines. Hard game to stream. I mean, I think it creates for good discussion, I will say. And I think if I streamed it closer to when it came out, it would be much more unpleasant to stream. Or I guess just unpleasant to stream. Just because I think the audience was a little more fervent and like foaming at the mouth. I don't think it was just like a different time. I'd like to think, maybe it's just because I'm not as in the public eye anymore, I think people have chilled out a bit more. Okay. In general, I also think people have realized that, like, I don't know, they aren't the good guy if they're yelling at women online. You know what I mean? I think it's harder to convince yourself that you're like a good liberal person if you're like harassing a woman online or disagreeing with you. You know what I'm saying? Here. Okay. Are you pro-union against the working class? So much of the writing, it feels just kind of convoluted that I'm like, I can't tell always which side I'm choosing, which makes it hard. It's like, I'm in the real world, very pro-union, of course. I also think this union here seems corrupt, and I can't figure out the full deal of what they're doing. You know?
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and
Walkers
Arrête
continue
are
to
faded
stop.
with use. It seems to control the lock. Marche. On. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead. moving a massive metal container through the air.
Cool. Boom. Alright, just get to watch this slowly happen.
With a surprisingly quiet, the harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose,
What
moving
purpose?
this container, of course.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
The crane does not return to its original.
Okay. Well, can we like open the crane or anything? Like maybe get into here? We're investigating.
Before you stands a cargo container.
I think there's something
Just-
special.
Is this like your thing with that wall again?
Maybe.
You do? Because I don't. There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
Maybe there's contraband in there.
There may very well be, but we are not here to look for that. We are not here to interact with containers.
No reply. You
Open the door.
attempt to turn the handle. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Well, let's give it a try.
Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Getting
Because
physical wasn't
what
an option.
wasn't an option?
Using my body over my wits.
Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do
More
that.
to do. Well, we had fun. Okay, let's see if we can. Oh, shit. Hold on. Okay, what's up, dude?
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along. The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Everard, 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 he looks after everyone.
The look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
I mean, no, but I guess I'll say this one.
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You're Ubi,
Oh, yes.
right?
Born and raised in Irish, mister. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from.
Thank you for clarifying.
See you
that,
later,
sir.
the Cosmic Fly. What are you doing with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and it's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core.
Anyone told you why?
No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
Thanks, Leo.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all.
Where is everyone?
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation.
What kind of
Oh,
trouble?
I'm not really supposed to talk about that. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off. I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
Too rowdy. Let's hear about the fight.
I remember I was the runt of the class.
Oh, whoops.
The bigger boys always
really.
used to pick on me. You see,
The one I
I
meant
had
to
a bit
ask,
of a
but it's
temper
fine.
back in the day. But Mr. Everett and his brother always came to help.
Once they beat old Noel Becker so bad he needed stitches on his head. Mr. Everard and Mr. Edgar are real nice guys, mister. You should go talk to Mr. Everard.
You're never getting anything useful out of him. It's good enough you found out Everard has a brother called Edgar, and he helped Leo.
You work
Yes,
here.
yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm like Mr. Everard's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here, and
Stay on this Miss Beaufort topic.
Hold on.
Oh, Lizzie, she is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, but she's a real nice
that's the
girl.
lawyer.
Grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody and gets along with everyone.
For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years, she has.
Law school? Could she be talking about the union fixer, aka the gardener?
Looks like it.
I'm not sure what a fixer is, but she is a real nice girl. Smart as a whip, too.
You wrote the note to make more banners?
Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done. Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags. Oh, sure, mister.
Look into it.
Sure. You do
Container.
that. Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know.
Told you.
Okay, looking for the leader.
Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. Bye-bye now.
See you later, dude. Okay, realizing things. Special borscht. Okay. Continuing on. Okay, coffee? Make some coffee. Okay, fish. Kills the time. That's fun. Hello!
Before you is a walrus of a man, seated behind a large desk. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He sits.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my... Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff?
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world.
By the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
You know Gart.
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least, don't think.
Good.
Okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts then. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are...
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear isn't... The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear.
Making me feel
Only
bad.
2 words escape its gravitational pull. Lost.
Say I'm not worried.
Are you all right, Harry? You say you got this, but you seem a little anxious to me. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Alright, well. Composure. Good luck to us all.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You want to cry?
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this Mr. Dubois he keeps repeating? What is he trying to pull here?
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry! Mr. Dubois, are you okay?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right
Hey,
back
chair
at
isn't
him.
comfortable. I can use a glass of water.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions. It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself.
Okay.
Questions will help you regain some of your lost...
Alrighty. Oh, I've already been here for a couple hours. I want to not play. I'm ready to wrap up. This seems like we're about to really get into some meaty shit.
Wait.
I'm gonna say.
You need this to get in and out through the gate.
Say. Great.
Here, you're one of us now.
Okay. Alright, we're gonna save, and we're gonna find someone to raid. Anyway, I should be back tomorrow around midday. I'm not totally sure exactly when. So I'll see you there. Why don't we raid Lobos Jr.? Anyway, I'll see you all over there. Thank you, mods. Thank you, friends. We'll be right back to this convo. But I am going to download Lies of PP if I can. So maybe we'll do that. Anyway, see you later. Goodbye, everybody.